If you're an iPhone user who's absolutely fed up with your phone's battery life, then this video is definitely for you.
Battery life is one of those things that's seldom consistent throughout the life of a phone. In fact, Apple is known to degrade their battery life over the course of a phone's life cycle. And they were part of a big soup, yes, the battery gate, in which they had to pay around $113 million or 819 crore rupees just to settle the case. Now, Apple has explained this drop in battery performance as a cautionary step to preserve battery health over long-term use. But since that expensive battery gate case, Apple has introduced battery and performance management features to users. And on top of that, they have also shared some tips and recommendations to maintain battery health. So what are these tips and recommendations? Well, let's find out. Now, some old school iPhone users are averse to installing the latest version of iOS on their smartphones as soon as it drops because of all the trauma that they have faced in the past. But Apple does believe that installing the latest version of iOS is a pretty important thing to do when it comes to maximizing your battery life. And as you may have guessed it, it's fairly easy to do so. You can either tap on those constant notification pop-ups to update your iOS version, or if you want to try it manually, you can go to Settings, General, Software Update, and there you should see the latest update. If you're already on the latest version, well, no issues. If not, just tap on the update. Just make sure that you have sufficient battery left. As it is, iPhone wouldn't let you install the latest update until and unless you have 50% of battery minimum in your smartphone. Okay, so this one's a no-brainer. You can also preserve your battery life by reducing the brightness of your display. Lower brightness levels cause your phone's display to emit lower backlight if you're using an iPhone with an LCD, and if you're using an iPhone with a shiny OLED screen, it's even better because the individual pixels emit less light. Reducing brightness is pretty chill. Just pull down the right side of your display to access the control panel and then drag the brightness slider to your liking. You can also turn on auto brightness by diving down into settings, then tapping on accessibility, then display and text size, and then finally turning on auto brightness. Another bonus battery management feature is to use Wi-Fi as much as possible because mobile data uses more power. Now, if you're a person who lives life on the edge like me with low battery all the time, you can turn on low power mode on your iPhone. Now, to do this, you can just wait till you get the low battery prompt, then tap on it and then turn on the low power mode. Otherwise, you can force it by going into settings, then tapping on battery and then toggling on low power mode. Yeah, you can keep it on all the time if you want, but just keep in mind that it may slow down your multitasking experience at times. Now, background app refresh is a feature that was launched in 2019, and what this does is basically refresh an app in the background constantly so that it is always updated with the latest content. Now, iOS allows you to turn off background app refresh for apps individually, but I highly recommend that you do not do this without some prior research. Now, to conduct that research, you have to go down to settings, then tap on battery, and then scroll down to battery usage by app subsection. Then you should find out the apps that are consuming the most battery and see how often you use these apps. If it's an instant messenger, try not to turn it off, but if it's not, well, just go ahead by all means. To disable background app refresh, you have to go to settings, then tap on general, then tap on background app refresh and turn off the toggle switch of the apps that you don't want messing around in the background. Alternatively, you can also turn it off, period, and you can also choose to turn it off only for Wi-Fi. And while we are at it, you can also turn off location sharing by going to settings, then going to privacy and then tapping on location services. And then you can just turn off location sharing entirely or just on an app by app basis. Now, after you're done following these things, you should just sit back and observe your iPhone's battery life for about a week. You can also check your iPhone's battery health by going to settings, then tapping on battery, and then tapping on battery health. Here you will see the maximum capacity and peak performance capability of your iPhone's battery. And that was it for this rather in-depth tutorial for maintaining your iPhone's battery health. Did you like it? Let us know in the comments. We have also done similar videos on our channel, so do try them out as well. And also remember, for everything tech, log on to gadgets360.com.